comment you made earlier this week. You said that America has, quote, never been a racist country, unquote. Protections for the institution of slavery were written into the U.S. Constitution. The White House was built with slave labor. Your home state of South Carolina seceded from the Union, fought a war to defend the enslavement of black people. I understand you don't think America is a racist country now, but we're here at a college. Do you really think as a historical matter, America has never been a racist country?
I mean, think about what you're saying. First of all, I will tell you, when you look at, the Declaration of Independence, it was that, men are created equal with unalienable rights, right? That was what we all knew. But what I look at it as is men are created equal with unalienable rights, right? That was what we all knew. But what I look at it as is I was a brown girl that grew up in a small rural town. We had plenty of racism that we had to deal with. But my parents never said we lived in a racist country. And I'm so thankful they didn't. Because for every brown and black child out there, if you tell them they live or were born in a racist country, you're immediately telling them they don't have a chance. And my parents would always say, you may have challenges. And yes, there will be people who are racist. But that doesn't define what you can do in this country. And so I think it's important that we tell all kids that, look, America is not perfect. We have our stains. We know that. But our goal should always be to make today better than yesterday. It's hugely important. And that's the problem I have is we have too many people with this national self-loathing. It is killing our country. We have got to go back to loving America. We are blessed because that little brown girl in that small rural town in South Carolina, she grew up to become the first female minority governor in history. She then went on to be UN ambassador, and now she's running for president of the United States. I want every brown and black child to see that and say, no, I don't live in a country that was formed on racism. I live in a country where they wanted all people to be equal and to make sure that they had life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Okay, but just to push back a bit, because I was a history major in New Hampshire. You're talking about the ideals of America. But America was founded institutionally on many racist precepts, including... You're talking about the ideals of America. But America was founded institutionally on many racist precepts, including slavery.
But when you look at said all men are created equal, I think the intent...
Back a bit, because I was a history major in New Hampshire. You're talking about the ideals of America. But America was founded institutionally on many racist precepts, including slavery.
But when you look at said all men are created equal, I think the intent was to do the right thing. Now, did they have to go fix it along the way? Yes, but I don't think the intent was ever that we were going to be a racist country. The intent was everybody was going to be created equally. And as we went through time, they fixed the things that were not all men are created equal. They made sure women became equal too. All of these things happen over time. But I refuse to believe that the premise of when they formed our country was based on the fact that it was a racist country to start with.
Shalom, shalom, Yasharala. All praises and glory goes to our mighty power, Yahawah by Hashem, Yahushai by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and salutations to the legmen feeding the sheep of Yahawah by Hashem, Yahushai, in sincerity and truth with this great gospel. With this great gospel coming out of our Bible. And the madness of these people in this society, right? This woman talking about she's brown. These people are crazy. These people are crazy. That's a goddamn Edomite. That's the damn devil you was looking at right there, talking out of her ass, just making things up. That's why a woman shouldn't be doing no talking. A woman should be at home taking care of the motherfucking kids and cooking and cleaning and taking care of the house. Not out on the political scene trying to talk and be a president. Look at your vice president. All she do is laugh. She's a laughing stock. You got a laughing vice president and a sleeping president, right? They don't even exist in the society that's happening right now before you, because people ain't paying them no attention. All the other rulers and leaders around the world are making moves around them because they know that America has become a joke, and all these politicians see it. The wrestlers see it, right? The people see it. You know damn sure the prophets of Yahawah Hashem Yahushua, we see it, right? Talking about, and these devils talking about all men was created equal, right? But what men were they talking about? It says on July 4th, 1776, when the Continental Congress adopted the historic text drafted by Thomas Jefferson, they did not intend it to mean individually equality. Rather, what they declared was that American colonists, as a people, the so-called white man who came over from Europe on them boats, had the same rights to self-government as other nations. Whatever that means. Now, that don't sound like what it means. It says when Thomas Jefferson penned all men are created equal, he did not mean what? He did not mean all men. That's what he did not mean. Right? That happened, and if he penned it in 1776, look like how long it took for them to free so-called slaves, right? Abolish slavery. 1865, damn near 100 years later. So for damn near 90 years, they had their foot in your ass talking about all men are created equal. Generations and generations of your family and ancestors getting beat, hung, burned, and raped, right? Treated as animals and cattle and as dogs, right? It says 1865, passed by Congress on January 31st, 1865, and ratified on December 6, 1865. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery in the United States. So what happened to all men were created equal back in 1776? That means that all men they were talking about was not for you black men, was not for you Spanish, so-called Hispanic men, Native American men. It was talking about so-called white men, and this bitch don't know what she talking about, right? And these women, they do too much goddamn talking. I'm reading the book of Baruch 38, 3 and 8. And it reads, let's start at 7. Let's go back. All right, here we go. Baruch 3 and 6. For thou art the Lord our power, and thee, O Lord, will we praise. And for this cause thou hast put thy fear in our hearts, to the intent that we should call upon thy name and praise thee in our captivity. Right? What you supposed to do in this captivity? Call on the name of the Lord so he could deliver us out of it. Right? You're supposed to be in a spirit of begging the Lord to free us from the hands of these wicked men, these bloody men, right? These oppressing men. It says, for we have called to mind all the iniquity of our forefathers that sinned before thee. It reads, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. Right, yeah, we know we in captivity because we're subject to payments. Right, we're subject to labor, we're subject to incarceration, we're subject to death in this society. Right, we're subject to wicked ass women, our wicked ass women who turn on us. Right, wicked ass kids, family members. So you know we're in captivity. You ain't gotta say for shit. You can't say shit. All you gotta do is just keep working in this man's system. That's why he calls this place a corporation. Right? This is a corporation, and you citizens, you work for this corporation. And this corporation is against who? Israelites. Israelites that don't respect you, don't acknowledge you. Right? It's telling you, man, hey, forget the past. Let bygones be bygones. That was here hundreds of years ago. Right? But you're still getting poisoned. You're still getting shot. You're still being forced in communities that destroy you as a people. Right? They're still feeding you madness on television and in your grocery stores. You are yet this day, and you still got to pay for this shit. Right here, you're in a society where you're paying to die. It says Luke 4 and 18, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he have anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised. Right? Who are the captives, man? Who's the poor? It's you Israelites. It's you Israelites. You're the ones who going through all this suffering. You're the ones at the bottom, right? You're the ones being annihilated, being wiped out, and you don't even know it. This devil is fully set against you, right? You are a captive in this man's hand. And the scriptures already told you, if you want out this motherfucker, really, the only way out is through what? Calling on the Lord, returning back to the Lord, repenting, right? Because you can't get love from Esau. Yeah, your enemy ain't gonna love you. He's not gonna respect the money that he's giving you. Yeah, you trying to give him back the money he's giving you to get love. That ain't gonna work. Trying to buy his love, just like a lot of you suckers be trying to buy a woman's love. Yeah, she's with you for a while, and then when that money run out, she's out. Esau don't give a fuck. He gonna put a chip in your ass. That's how you. If he gonna tell you, if you love him, show him your love by putting a chip in your hand or in your forehead. That's the propaganda that's gonna be pushed on you suckers who's trying to hold on to Satan and not repenting and calling on your Lord. The Bible says in Baruch 2 and 31, it says, "And shall know that I am the Lord, their power, for I will give them in hearts and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." See, this is where it gets into, you gotta be like, what's up with these Christians? Where do they fit? Where does a fucking Christian fit in this? If his bloodline don't go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the Lord ain't dealing with that Christian spirit, right? You gotta be returning back to the power under a Israelite spirit, not a Christian spirit, right? It says, "And I will bring them again into the land, which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power," man, right? That's the times we're in. That's the times we're in, and these devils, they see it, right? These devils, they see that the Lord is bringing back the captivity of Israel by putting the knowledge and wisdom back in our minds to know who we are. Right now, it's a spiritual awakening. Pretty soon it's going to be a physical deliverance, right? When the chariots pop up, when the Lord returns, shooting fire, concentrated fire on America, burning this bitch up. Same time, missiles rocking America, shaking to and fro. That is the fucking judgment of the wicked. Why? The scripture says in the book of Exodus 21:16, "And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death." Yes, these Edomites about to be put to death.